Hi, I'm Maurice Sella, the founder of West, the healthiest swimming technique in the world. In this video, you're going to learn and compare between Olympic swimmers, West swimming technique, and other methods. We're going to talk about 5 very important elements. 1. How deep should you glide in the water? Next to the water line, maybe 50 centimeters, 45 degrees. Second element is how should you kick? Should you kick strongly, two-leg rotation, maybe drag your legs? 3. When should we change and swap between the hands? And 4. How should we breathe every 2 strokes, 3 strokes? What does Olympic swimmers do? And how should we protect the neck and the lower back while doing it? And the last one, how to work with our core muscles, how to glide longer and how to float better. And one of the most important things, how to protect the neck and the lower back. 1. Stretch depth. In competitive swimming, you stretch your hand 5 centimeters below the water line, in the clear purpose of pulling as much water as possible. In other swimming methods, we are told to stretch our hand in 45 degrees angle downwards. And that raises the question, why miss out on so much pulling area? Why not stretch closer to the water line? In West technique, we think about elongating the lower back and finding the optimal stretch depth according to the swimmer's flexibility. For example, a swimmer who is not so flexible, who will try to stretch his hand closer to the water line, the way they do in competitive swimming, will sink, and instead of stretching his body and lower back, will stop himself in the water. Stretching in a 35 centimeters from the water line, if his flexibility is medium, will help him glide longer, float better, get less oxidized, and eventually swim much faster. Stress in the shoulder and neck makes us sink. Loosen your body and you will float. Freestyle kicking. In competitive swimming, the talk today is more and more leg work. So much so if 20 years ago only 5% of the swimming practice had been legs, today, because of the importance of the dolphin kick, some swimmers dedicate 30% of their workout to leg work. Or, as many coaches say, it's all about the legs. In competitive swimming, you make 4 to 8 leg movements to every 2 hand movements. In West, the legs don't work at all, but are dragged, or in other words, only the stretch creates the leg movement, much like a locomotive causes the cars to move. We realized that people over 18 who drag their legs both release their lower back and swim faster. 3. Switching the hands. In competitive swimming, you insert your hand into the water forcefully, and the switch resembles a windmill. In order to use the elbow lift to better lean on the water and pull stronger. In other techniques, one hand waits for the other. In West, we saw that if we swim in those 2 ways, it creates pressure to the neck. So in West swimming technique, the elbow leaves the water only when the front arm is stretched slowly all the way. The body rolling is created by the stretch, and it alone causes the hand to exit the water. 4. Breathing. Both in competitive swimming and in other techniques, there is a constant rotation, and the main goal is to breathe as fast as possible to keep the head in a flow line for as long as possible, which is excellent for competitive swimming and especially for short distances. The body roll to a 45 and even 55 degrees angle on breathing. As opposed to this, in West, we roll to 90 degrees to make sure there is 0 neck and lower back work. With the years, we have learned that when neutralize the neck and lower back, the body takes double the time to oxidize. And so you can swim greater distances at the higher speed. Releasing the neck while swimming also helps dissolve tension and stress while swimming. 5. Body roll and rotation. Both in competitive swimming and in other techniques, you roll the body hard You use the core muscles and work your pelvis with every move. Try to imagine for a moment that you have lower back pains and you create a swift crossing of the body. The sharp pain you'll feel would be intolerable. In West swimming technique, you're not allowed to work your pelvis. You have to stretch your arm really slowly in the right depth and at the angle that is right for you. A thing that on its own creates the rotation without manipulation. There are of course 50 more differences between West and competitive swimming and other methods, such as how to bend the arm when pulling, when to end the pull in freestyle, height of the head, how to breathe, and so on. But after treating and rehabilitating thousands of people from all over the world, we have come to the conclusion that the basis is understanding that if you release your lower back, the body energy center, and the neck, the center of the soul, emotion, and stress, you both treat your lower back and the overall balance of the body and swim much, much faster.